So did I miss this memo that pharmacist was like the coolest new job to have in 2022? Or why are there so many animes coming out in the last year that are about pharmacies? There has been 3 released in a year's time, and I can't even tell you the difference besides that Parallel World Pharmacy is just simply better. It just has the it factor to it. But you guys literally come here to hear me tell you why a show is good or not, or why it's better than others. So I'm gonna attempt to try to sort of tell you why this show is kind of sort of better than the other ones, I guess. So just watch. This story follows a pharmacist that had his kid sister die to an incurable disease, and he vows to find a cure for it and treat other patients along the way, but he ends up overworking himself and dying full of regrets because he doesn't complete either of these goals. And I don't want you guys to be full of regrets, so just go ahead and like, subscribe now. He's then reborn into another world, into a royal family that practices medicine in the medieval time periods where they incorporate astrology into their medical practices. I'm talking like white girl level, like if we're not compatible due to the stars, then I'm not gonna date you kind of thing. And you know, an isekai is just not an isekai unless the main character is overpowered. So not only was he reborn with all of his medical knowledge, not only was he reborn into a medically practiced family, he was reborn into the literal god of medicine of this world, where he has control over all 5 attributes of magic, able to create or get rid of anything he knows the chemical compound to, which is really convenient for a chemist of the 21st century to have, but that's not even all of it. On top of these abilities, his right eye can be used to zoom in to the point where he can view viruses and bacteria. His left eye can be used to identify any disease or injury, and some additional godlike abilities that he just decided to throw in for fun is he doesn't have a shadow because he's a literal being of light. He can wield a holy wand that can only be used by holy beings, and also this thing can fly, so now he can just fly everywhere. With all these godlike abilities and medical knowledge of the 21st century, he sets out in his new life to accomplish all the things he couldn't do in his old one, like cure new diseases and work directly with patients to make sure no one loses their lives and any family doesn't have to go through what he did. And if that sounds like something that's really heartwarming and it's gonna put a smile on your face like Anton Ego from Ratatouille when he tries his food, then you'd be correct. I mean, it would just be kinda weird if a pharmacist went around Rick rolling on people, then hitting the default dance after he 360 no-scopes them with his crazy god powers while defending the human race from a demon king. I mean, that doesn't fit a pharmacist vibe. Instead, it focuses on things that might actually happen, which every isekai seems to not do. But if a grown man is isekai'd into a young child's body, the family's gonna notice, and this family does, and it puts a gap in between him and the rest of his family as they're scared of this godlike being that doesn't act anything like their child. But you get to see as this gap closes over time, and the family learns to love their son as their son again, and it's really heartwarming. Which segues in my next point perfectly. The show has made it apparent why he should keep his powers a secret. Not just because it's an isekai and they want to keep a low profile and don't want to show it off to everybody. No. The show gave us great examples of what would happen if he would show these powers to anyone. Just look at Ellen, how she took it. Just look at his father. Look how he took the news that Farma was a god. The show has shown us there are real repercussions to showing off his powers. Which doesn't really segue into my next point, but I'm gonna talk about it anyways, is that they have really great world building in this show in the sense that people's lives go on outside of Farma's. Like, you get to see the reactions of people bringing in their sick ones and how desperate they are to get help because they're teetering on the edge of life and death. You get to see how grateful they are when they live. You get to see drama about money problems in this show, how families break down into tears because they're so desperate. And you can see how the kindness that Farma gives people is appreciated so much as he gives people a place to come and work in his guild, as he gives people the medical attention that they need, because money and medicine are huge problems in this world as well. Like how medicine is so much money that some people really do have to go untreated because they don't have a place to work or anything. So no, this godlike being does not go sicko mode on people in a power wish fulfillment fantasy. Instead, it's intriguing in a different way as it depicts real world problems, real world situations in a very light-hearted way while sprinkling in overpowered chemical bond magic for some extra spice and mixing it up with a lot of heartwarming emotional scenes. So this odd power fantasy that Farma can crush anyone he wishes to, and he's displayed this power, but he chooses to use his power in a very pacifist type way to treat the common folks' medical needs and create these very emotional, heartwarming scenes with them. is the it factor to Parallel World Pharmacy and why it's better than any other pharmacy anime ever made. But I hope you enjoyed my review of Parallel World Pharmacy. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe and let me know what you think about this show down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.